Good afternoon, everyone. Today I'm very happy to share our intergenerational co-learning program, which is the first of its kind in Hong Kong, which we run this co-learning program in the preschool settings. And the program name is A Classroom Without Age, because we would like to promote learning without any age limit. Okay. And let's see the program objective. Our program has two objectives. The first one, we would like to enhance the well-being and co-learning between the young and the old. And the second objective is that we would like to explore whether this learning model can be feasible in the early childhood educational settings. And our program is implemented by the World Food Social Enterprise. And the program is sponsored by Zhou Tai Food Charity Foundation and the World Food Foundation as well. And we would like to see the program outcome. So World Food Social Enterprise commissions us Asia Pacific Institute of Aging Study to do this independent evaluation research with the aims to see whether this program is feasible and any further improvement for the program future development. Okay, let's see the features and curriculum of the program. And what makes this program become so unique and distinguished is co-learning approach. Unlike the traditional intergenerational program, where senior mentor young people, or on the other one, students teach seniors. In this program, we emphasize on creating a co-learning environment between generations. That means that either young people or older people, they are in the equal relationship. They are equal learner, and they will learn in the kindergarten setting. We specifically partnered with the preschool in the grassroots suburban area to ensure the community impact. And where possible, we implement our program on one-on-one parent between the seniors and children to maximize interactions and learning outcomes. And our curriculum span 8 weeks, covering diverse themes, as you can see in the slide. Maybe let me show you some pictures. You can see the dynamic teaching approach, and also a wide range of activities has implemented in the program. You can see that many interactive activities of our program. And also, we also build in some competition games, which tailored for the age appropriate element. And also we use the art creation to engage young people and old people, to let them to share experience and to share their art vision. And there are some good outcomes. You can see the picture is very beautiful. They made for this art program. And also we also have some food knowledge activities embedded in the program, because we believe that food is one of the very effective approach to narrow the relationship between the young and old. Old people share food with younger kids, and the kids also share their views about nutrition to older people. And also we have role play activities, and also we have some kind of mutual sharing activities during the program. And also storytelling, which is very interesting for older people and young people. They like storytelling from the seniors. And also some sensory stimulation activities as well, as you can see the pictures. And our program emphasizes on co-learning and equal relationship, because we believe that nowadays we should make equal relationship between the young and the old, not any one hierarchical or inferior to another. And our program also emphasizes on communication and cooperation, because through this kind of communication and cooperation, both generations can learn better each other. And let's move on our evaluation part. Our program actually make reference to a model called the Optimal Quality Intergenerational Interaction Model, QOII. Which you may sound this model very technical, but it essentially means we focus on creating supportive environment setting and setting shared goals, encouraging cooperation, and nurturing relationship between generations. Highlight these key successful elements, then we would like to bring benefit to both young people and older people, including improving their attitudes towards each other and improve their well-being and also social skills. So this is our evaluation framework built into our programs. And because we would like to get more views from our participants, so we have employed a mixed method pre and post design. We asked elderly participants and younger participants to do evaluations before the program and after the program to see their feedback. And also in different time slots, we asked teachers and also participants to give feedback about what they have learned of that lesson. And also for those who drop out from the program, we also have exit survey to see why they drop out from the program. And to get a better understanding of program, we also conduct focus group to get better understanding what is the good things and what is the bad things about the programs in order to help identify the successful factors and the future improvement. To make it more comprehensive comparison, we also introduce a control group. The control group is they will run the program without any intergenerational elements. So we would like to see the outcome between our program and also those without any intergenerational elements. What kind are there any differences? And let's see the findings. This is the general background of our participants. From the experimental group, actually, we have run 3 classes. And the age is, we recruit 30 children and 30 elderly to run the program. And they will go for 16 sessions, and each session for 1 hour. And every week they have 2 sessions to different kind of activity trainings. For the control group, we use similar methods. Just these elderly or children without any interaction with the young and the old, they don't have any generation interaction elements. Let's see the findings. Why people would like to join our classroom without this program. As you can see at the chart, why they want to participate in our program is because they want to learn something new. They want to communicate with another generation. Both older people and children have similar findings. In terms of the attitudes towards another generation, as you can see, the comparison between the experimental group and control group, the yellow line is the experimental group, the blue line is the control group. As you can see that both senior and children, they have significantly improved their attitudes towards the young people or the elderly people. The figures is much higher than the control group. Let's deep down to see the major significant aspect. As you can see, older people from our experimental group, you can see that older people become more proactive, and they also have the perception of like a big perception towards young children, and they also feel that they should be kind to the young children. For the children's perspective, children think that older people actually they are healthier than they expect, and they are prettier, and they are better than they perceive before they interact with the older people. And there are other implications of the other benefits of the program, like the mental health or quality life of older people are increasing. And for the young children, actually, they improve their social skills and the self-esteem as well. And and both older people and younger people actually have high satisfaction of our program. From the older people perspective, if you see the yellow bar, you can see that many older people they highly rate of our program. From the 7-point scale, we can see that older people after join this program, older people build the good relationship with our younger generation, and they also have a chance to build to participate in the community. And you can see the bar chart, the yellow bar chart. You can see that this is a significant they are very highly rated of this aspect, better communication with children, and also they feel happier as well. For the children's aspect, we use our teachers to assess children's performance. And you can see that many aspects the children's performance has been improving, like the language proficiency and mathematics skills, and also art creativity, etc. In terms of the focus group discussion, the findings is very consistent with our quantitative findings. Both elderly and children feel they gain a lot of benefit from this program. For example, older people, they find that the program gives them opportunities to interact with younger generation. They become more understanding about the characteristic of younger children, and they love and care of our younger generation. And for themselves, they feel happier and healthier. For the children perspective, they also gain a lot of knowledge about elderly, about their aging process. And also they build a positive relationship and with the older people, and also they have a positive image of older people. And also they build up the bonding with our older people. And let's move to some case study. This case study is one of the very appealing case study from our older people. These old people actually, he is a grandma, age 71 years old. He has no children. Why he want to try this program is because he feel boring, and so he want to do some activities. After joining this program, she knows that how to interact with young kids, and as you can see the quote, she feel happier than before, and she feel that children is very adorable, which make her retirement life become more enjoyment. And also she feel that caring for children has also nurturing herself a sense of love and care. So we can see very positive experience of the young grandma. I also attach a interview which you can watch it from the YouTube because there are many positive experience. I cannot share everything, but just highlights a example for you to see. From the children aspect, also we found a lot of successful case. For example, this is a case a mother with two children. They are twins. Actually, they come from a very financially disadvantaged family. They are lack of any social activities. These two kids are very low self-esteem. But after joining this program, they become much more proactive. For example, you can see the quote for the kids. The mother said that the kid he usually would not chat with elderly in the park, but now after joining the program, he will actively approach grandmothers, those older people, to chat with them actively, and some even dance with them as well. So this program really help this young kid to become more independent, and also help the young kids to grow their social skills and also become emotional maturity. And also have some case study, some successful case study in the YouTube. You can take a look. Okay. What makes this program become successful? We have identified 6 crucial factors. The first one is we need to appropriate pair up between different participants based on their interests and their background. And also we found that female elderly participant actually is a very good strategies to be involved in the program, because they are much more easier to get along with the young kids. So I would suggest if we want this kind of program, we can use female elderly as a key participants. And second successful factors is diverse activities design. As you can see our program, we use diverse learning elements and interventional methods so as to increase their interest to learn and active participation in the program as well. The third one is also very important. We found that we should successful program need to be well planned And the duration, and also we have to carefully select the revenue to organize the activities and also the duration. From our program, we found that 2 to 3 months is a good time frame, and 1 to 2 hours is a very good time duration. And we should find a convenient location so as to easy the traveling between older people to the young kids as well. And the fourth important point is we have to recruit passionate staff who believe the intergenerational learning, this kind of concept, so they can overcome those challenges and encourage participants to participate. And the fifth one is continue monitoring and timely adjustment. This, I think, is particularly important because through implementing the program, there are some unexpected issues happen. So with continue assess the program assess the program implementation, we can timely adjust it and make a contingency plan. This is one of the crucial factors to make the program success. And the last but not least crucial factor is we should engage different kind of service practitioner and also the social stakeholder to join the program. This is also one of the program, one of the issues to make the program successful. Let's make the conclusion from this a classroom without age program. We found that both young people and young people and old people have significantly increased their mutual understanding and also improved the relationship and also the program has made many positive outcomes towards changing attitudes between the young and the old. As you can see, the finding from the differences between the control group and control group. For both participants, they have improved their social skills, and for the elderly people, the most significant improvement is they can enhance their psychological well-being and also increase their quality of life. And for the future development, we think that we can try to expand the target audience to more to the audience like those who are young elderly couples, because nowadays we have many younger couples who are elderly and stay in their own home without any interaction with the young kids. And also we put more ethnic minority to join the program to make the program more diversified. And also another development approach is we can make good use of our older people's talents to make our program more elderly focused content and involve those experienced older people to help develop the program design to make the program much more elderly focused and diversity, so as to make good use of our talents of our older people. Thank you all for giving me the chance to share our intergenerational programs. And if you'd like to learn more about details of our program duration or how we implement the program, you can just scan the QR code to download the user report and the program. And I welcome any suggestion for us to improve the program. And that's conclude my presentation. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Florence. That was very insightful and very interesting. And, I'm going to ask the audience to hold on to the questions because we will have a fireside, moderated dialogue session later on, and we can pose our questions. But Dr. Florence, I want to add that in Singapore, especially for those who are in the elder care sector with nursing homes, you will notice there's this trend in Singapore where we are constantly looking at how we can have intergen programs with preschools, nurseries, kindergartens in the vicinity of these nursing homes. I can also share my experience doing that. And I think this gives us that a strong basis to advocate for it because there's a good research backing supporting the findings. Yeah, on that note, thank you again, Dr. Florence. We will have you back on the panel. May I now, it gives me great pleasure to invite Janice to give us a second presentation. Over to you, Janice. Dr. Janice, you are on mute, and Dr. Florence, you can mute it. You can mute your self, and Janice, could you unmute yourself when you're ready?
Okay, hello, I'm Janice. Can you listen? Okay.
Yes, we can see you and hear you well, and the slides too.
Hello, I'm Janice, a social worker of Hong Kong Seng Kong Wai Lady MacLehose Center, and is responsible for supervising the elderly community services. And one of my service unit is a district elderly community center. Let me show you. This is our center. How to say, unlike the education center in Singapore, the service package of the elderly center in Hong Kong are very comprehensive and multi-function because we need to cater all kinds of the needs of the following service target. You see, just imagine if the services relate to pre-retirement person and the elderly and the carer, they all can approach the center for inquiry and seek for the services. So the elderly center in Hong Kong are not just providing some interest car, exercise class, but also provide them with some counseling service, dementia service, carer support service, volunteer service, or even we will provide some training course to the domestic helper for better caring for their elderly. So here I just want to give a brief highlight of the service mode of the Hong Kong Elderly Center. If you want to know more about the elderly service in Hong Kong, you can search the website or approach me later, okay? Before I would like to start my presentation with 3 questions as an introduction. Okay. The first question is, what's come up in your mind when talking about senior back in school? Is it like this picture? The senior sitting attentively to learn the knowledge in the classroom, or a group of the senior have the group discussion with their peers, or just like that, some happy moments of the graduation day? Okay, the next question is, what's come up in your mind again when I'm talking about intergenerational interaction? Is it like this? The elderly and the kids sitting together and very happy to stay together. Is it the scene is equivalent to the meaning of the meaningful intergeneration interaction? And then the final question I want to ask is, do you want to have closer relationship with your family members, especially your grandchildren? Okay, if your answer is yes, and then you are eager to for learning new knowledge, to engage and interact with your young generation, I believe you would be more interested in learning about our intergeneration project. So because I know the time is rushed, so here I would like to show you a video to provide everyone with a brief overview of our project. Just in case I cannot have enough time to go through all the slides, you still can take away some key points and some project highlights from my video, okay? Let me show you. I hope you can listen and watch the video. sorry. I lost them. I cannot stop the video. Okay. Oh, sorry. Can you feel the passion and the energetic of the elderly? After you're watching this video, I just want to show you that the elderly are not only sitting in the classroom to stay with the kids to learn the lesson in the classroom, but the program in the classroom are designed by the elderly, and then they have many interaction in the classroom. Actually, this is the intergeneration project have been launched since 2009. Over the past 15 years, we have trained over 2,500 senior, more than 800 senior volunteers participate in this project. And many of these senior volunteers have been involved in the project for over 2 years, and even some of the elderly volunteers involved over 10 years or above. You can see our project is not a one-off program, but our project is highly popular among the school. So we provide many intergeneration activities for over 600 schools. Some of the schools even are willing to spend their expenses to invite our project to provide some intergeneration activity for their students every year. How to say, because it is the truth that still have many general perception of the elderly still very negative. They think they are weak or dependent on others for care. So, and we also find that many of our senior who always participate in our join the activity at our elder center, and they will share with us that they are lacking of common interest or entry point to facilitate better communication with their families. So based on these reasons, when we devoted to promote the importance of the intergenerational solidarity, we intentionally incorporate some key elements in designing the project content. The first important key elements is that we provide 4 different series and themes to encourage our senior and arouse their interest to engage in our project. Because as you can see, the 4 different series is about the practical life education, some storytelling, and some learning to play topic, and the green living topic. It seems that it is an easy entry point to facilitate the conversation with the family members. And the other key elements is intergenerational solidarity. For me, intergenerational solidarity is a level up of the intergeneration interaction. Our activities design highlights the potential and the ability of different ages. We believe that all ages have equal opportunity by recognizing and valuing their contribution. Only sincere appreciation and understanding can resolve the problem of ageism and the stigmatization. And the most important factor and the most important key elements for me is the ongoing experiential learning. We call it train the trainer. We set up the alumni association in this project. This is the key factor for the sustainability, and also serve as an ongoing empowerment process to enable the elderly to participate, develop skill, and build up self-confidence. Actually, the practice wisdom can be passed to the newcomers, and this alumni association built a manpower bank to make sure our teaching ratio in the classroom is good enough. Let me show you some impactful outcome. The project outcome is very impactful. Totally, we have designed 3 sets of easy training kits. All these training kits are designed by the elderly. You can see some of the training kits, I mean the chopstick training kits. Even the foreigner or the little kids can learn to hold the chopstick within only 10 minutes. The kids feel very excited because when they can do it. And then our project also have many recognition from all sectors of the society. A publishing house impressed by our project, you can see this storybook. They published a series of the storybook relating to chopstick to enrich our chopstick teaching training kits, and they even donate 5% of the selling profits to support our project. Besides here, Mrs. Sim, one of our consultant of the project, she invites our elderly to assist her to prepare this Montessori teaching book. It is our pleasure that our elderly has contribution to develop and enrich the local context of Montessori. And also our elderly help to create and publish the storybook. Here, the storybook are created by them. And you can later find the storybook in the library in Hong Kong. And I want to also mention that one of our intergeneration projects award the Elder Care Innovation Award under the category of the Active Aging Empowerment Program. For me, this is not only the award for the agency, but also the recognition for our elderly. And then I want to mention is that our project is also attract overseas organization and university from Taiwan and Macau of requesting for sharing a workshop or some research. But I want to highlight that, but the most impactful outcome is that our elderly has closer relationship with their family and improvement of their well-being. We have conducted an interview with 11 elderly and 2 family members. Our elderly said that they have more confidence and common topic conversation with their family member, especially their grandchildren. Their family member felt that their parents become more open-minded and willing to accept someone's opinions and very proud of their contribution. I'm sure that our project provides a experiential learning journey for our elderly to reshape their social role. We see our elderly as more willing to make changes. Their growth impressed not only me, but also their family and result of intimate and harmless family relationship. I think this is the thing that money cannot buy, okay? Finally, I want to highlight some key points to conclude our belief of fostering meaningful intergenerational interaction. I hope more projects can deliver the message that no matter how old you are, all ages have equal opportunity to be recognized, their strength, skills, experience, and contribution. Respect and understanding among generations are very, very important. Hope our project show you our uniqueness of promoting intergenerational solidarity. This is the end of my presentation. And now I want to introduce one of my senior volunteer, Mr. Wan. I hope he can share his experience to all of the audience, okay? Let me introduce Mr. Wan.
Thank you very much, Janice, and welcome, Mr. Wan.
Yeah.
Hi,
you,
how are you? How are you doing this afternoon, Mr. Wan?
Yeah, thank you, Doctor. And good afternoon to everyone. It's nice to meet all of you through the internet. And I'm happy to be here.
Wonderful, wonderful, Mr. Wan. I thought, we met before the session and we had a lovely conversation. For the benefit of our audience from Singapore, could you introduce yourself, who you are, and how you've been very involved as a senior volunteer? So just a little bit about yourself.
Oh, sure. Well, I and my wife retired in the year 2013 Before that, we were secondary school teachers. And we joined this interesting program in the year 2017. At the time, our second granddaughter was born. And up to now, we have two granddaughters and one grandson.
Wow, congratulations.
Yeah. We used to go to my daughter's house 5 days per week to help to take care of the kids. So we have very close relationship with them. I can say it is priceless to be able to support and accompany children growth.
Certainly
Okay.
a joy to see them grow, isn't it?
Yeah, sure. For the question why I joined this program, I remember that we were overjoyed when my daughter told us that we will be grandpa and grandma. It's really very exciting. But very soon we asked ourselves, what is our role? What should be our role? What and how should we do to handle the little kids? We just find it sometimes, even though we are teachers in the past, and we have just brain in mind, we just thought that we're going to be a playmate, house scrapper, a house helper, a babysitter, or an old fogey. You know, follow the traditional way our parents did some 60 to 70 years ago. And then by chance, a friend sent us the pamphlet of this Intergenerational Solidarity Program. Then we start this wonderful learning program. As teachers, we always believe that the most effective learning based on need and interest. I would say it's the right thing at the right time and in the right way.
Mm.
So that's why I joined this program.
Nice. It was a perfect timing, right? Because you were thinking about what can you do in this precious role as a grandparent. And so that was a real need and that opportunity. Wonderful. How long? You've mentioned you've been in this program since 2017. And
yeah, 2017.
yes. May I ask, in your experience, how has the program evolved? You know, how has it changed over the years?
Well, I think the program since we first joined it, and firstly I'm a student in the program and in the course, and then we went into the kindergartens to as a trainer for the young kids. Besides that, we also use the knowledge we have grabbed in the course to take care of our grandsons, grandchildren, because we actively involved in the program. We try our best, of course, because we do not have too much time as we are going. We need to take care of the three little kids. But through the program, we learned that what is the proper way to nurture small child from newborn to early adolescence, because my elder granddaughter is approaching adolescence. We also have some exposure to a theories of Montessori. We learn how to build up build up the self-care ability of small kids, how to use proper language and gesture when talking to kids, and also storytelling, and besides some environmental protection activities for small children. All these are very important, and throughout the course, Ms. Janice and her colleagues give us many opportunities to get contact with all this knowledge. So I think after this year's the program involved help us to develop a lot.
Thank you, Mr. Wan. So I can see that, over the years, your role has also changed,
Yeah.
from a student to you being actively involved as a trainer and
Yeah.
designing materials. So that's really a growth. At the
Both
same
in schools, the kindergartens and the lower primary schools, and also within the family.
Yes, that's the most important. So within the family, you knew how to then bring this back to do the interaction with your
Yeah.
own grandchildren, right? And so it's more purposeful and you're able to connect with them. Yeah. Thank you for that. Can I ask, thinking back, having the benefit of this program, do you think this program has value added in your role as a grandparent? Meaning, let's say you didn't discover this program, this brochure, you never attended it, and now you have, right? And looking at how rich it is, do you personally think that this is a program that has benefited you and your wife tremendously?
Well, I can say that it not only benefit me and also my wife, and also I can say that it benefit also my grandchildren and also my daughter's family. I
Yes.
have only one daughter, and most importantly, we use the common language because my daughter from very beginning she said she want to use the Montessori approach to take care of her child. So from this program, we learn some basic knowledge about Montessori approach. And besides that, for us, we have small kids in the family, but for those who do not have, we in Hong Kong, we have small family, and most of the family have only 1 to 2 kids, but we are lucky we have 3. But some of them, they even don't, some of the elderly, they do not have grandsons or granddaughter, but they have the chance to go into the school to make contact with the small kids. And by that opportunity, they can make use of the knowledge they get in the course, in the program. So I think it's very useful and also beneficial. I can say it's also beneficial to society as well.
Yes, certainly. As one ages, right, it is so important that you are still connected in a community. And connection means, coming in contact with people, people of similar interests where you can have the social interaction. Very important for you to come in contact with young children, with animals, be in the nature. You have to continue all this, which you have always had as a young adult, and it should continue on. So that's amazing. One last question. I'm curious, Mr. Wan, have you built good friends among the students, the senior adult students and the trainers? Have you built a community? And if so, and if yes, how has that community grown?
Yeah, I'm involved in the course. I'm one of the course helper. And then by that opportunity, I got some new friends. I make some real friends. And also, when we went into the as volunteers in the primary schools, kindergartens, we also have some friends there. And because this is a continuous program, I joined this program, even though I'm not the most active one, but we frequently, if we have time, we will join the alumni program. So I think I would say we are more, because we need to take care of the small child, we are a bit busy, 5 days a week, we will go to our daughter's home. But actually, when we have time, we are very happy to have joined the alumni activities and also the volunteering program when we have time.
Yes, certainly. And I think that's important, right? It is the consistency that you're continuing that engagement with them from 2017.
Yeah.
And that the fact that I mean, it's amazing what Janice and team has done, having the alumni association and bringing all the students back, the senior students back to build your skills as well, imparting new knowledge and skills so that you can continue to give to the students, the young kids, as well as bring it back to your home. So the community also benefits, a family unit benefits as well. Thank you so much, Mr. Wan. Very, very nice that you could join us. Enjoy your grandchildren growing up to be beautiful human beings. You and your missus are doing a great job, and thank you for volunteering. I think coming from a volunteer organization, I know the strength and the power of volunteers. I think you enrich the work that we do. So thank you again for joining us in the time of your life celebration. This is the month where we celebrate senior adults in Singapore. So definitely we appreciate that. Yeah. On that, I would love to now start the panel discussion.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Ms. Wan. Together, joining me on the panel discussion will be our two speakers from this afternoon, Dr. Florence and Janice. I'm happy to invite both of you back. And I'm very happy that we have some questions from the audience. And I want to, because the questions are coming in fast, I would like to maybe have a very kickoff question with you just to start off the session, and then we'll go into the Q&A questions. And I will, as a moderator, if there are many questions, I'll just pull out a common questions and we'll try to answer all. So Janice and Dr. Florence, I'm sure you must have heard of the work that we do in Singapore. We do have similar challenges like in Hong Kong. We are, approaching a super aged society really soon, which is a good thing. So I loved the slide, Janice, that you had, and I took a snapshot of it: silver treasure and silver strength. Because I'm someone who do not like the term silver tsunami, because it's really not. It is again a very negative portrayal, because there's opportunity, silver opportunity, so silver strength, silver treasure. So and knowing that we are in a similar kind of trajectory as Hong Kong, and we are learning from your good practices, and I earlier on shared how we are looking at intergen collaborative opportunities. May I ask, and either one of you, maybe Janice could start off and then Dr. Florence can add, because you've done a very robust evaluation as well. Say I run an elder care, a daycare, a senior care center, or what we call in Singapore now, we have more of these active aging centers where the seniors come together and they have their own programs. How do you think we can strengthen it with this intergenerational programming? What can we do? What would be your advice? I'm happy to have Janice, and then Dr. Florence, you can add on to that. So we have nursing homes, we have senior care centers, we have active aging centers, and nursing home is residential. But the other two, the active aging centers and senior care centers, are daily programs, 5 days a week. And there are programs that is designed for them. How can we bring in this intergen on a more sustained basis? We do have groups coming in and doing small activity, but sustained. What would your advice be?
Okay. Can speak now?
Yes.
Okay. You mean in Singapore? Sorry.
Bit of an echo, so maybe one of your laptop needs to be muted. Yes.
Okay. Is now okay?
Yes.
No.
Yes.
Okay. Maybe I need to take away the mobile.
Yes, I think so too.
Okay. Now it's okay, better?
Yes, but some slight effect. Can you try?
Maybe wait a minute. Maybe Dr. Florence, see she can.
You're good now. You're good now.
No, okay. Okay. You are talking about the
advice for Singapore, right? We have these day center, elder care centers, facilities. How can we, incorporate this intergen program that you've done very well?
How to say, For me, because you know that we are training up the volunteers, the senior volunteer, and then empower them to design many training kits for them to go into the school to share with the young kids. But your question is, you have in Singapore, you have some is this the daycare center?
Yes, for the senior active aging centers, they come to the center to do activities. They learn new things, they do activities. Now, how can we incorporate this? Because I love the empowerment part that you have. So is there an advice for us?
You mean the nursing care or the nursing center or the active aging center? Because
Can
the
use the
level
active aging centers as an
you're
example.
talking about active aging center, right?
Yes.
Okay. I think maybe you must arouse their concern. They think this is very important to communicate with the young generation first. If they don't think they want and enjoy to communicate with the young generation, but just enjoy themselves. For example, just enjoy singing the old song, etc. They don't have the entry point and some common topic to share with the young kids or communicate to get along with the young kids. So the first thing I think the elder in the activation center in Singapore, we must how to say share the ideas that intergenerational solidarity is very important. If you want to get along with your children, the young generation, and then you must have some changes and accept the new things and believe that you need to find some way, entry point to communicate with our generation first. I think it's the first step is the concept change.
That's right. A mindset change and understand and establish the need for it, right?
Yeah.
Yes, before you even think about putting a program in. That's a great advice, Janice. Dr. Florence?
Yeah, I would like to add on two suggestions.
Yes.
The first one is training. Intergenerational program is different from other community program because we have the intergenerational that elements. Young people and older people, they have different interests. How they can bring together to co-create some activities together, it is a challenge. So what we can do first, we need to train those passionate staff to learn how to run an intergenerational program. What kind of success factor they need to be aware. This is very important point in order to make the intergenerational program success, either in the daycare center, community, or even the nursing home. Nursing home is very challenging one because, older people, they have some kind of dependency. They may not very easily to get involved with the activities with young people. So I think the first of all, we need to train those staff to learn how to implement an intergenerational program. And the second thing, we need everyone to learn about the characteristic, interests and needs of different generation. Younger people, old people, or people who are in a very fail. We need to learn about their interests, what will be their needs, and then specially design the program tailored for their interests and needs. This is very important one.
I see. Wonderful. So if I put all three together, essentially is the mindset, establishing a need for it, and then looking at building capability of your people, your staff, identifying passionate staff and building the capability so they can run. And running an intergenerational program is complex because you need to understand the needs and the preferences of the various age group. I think these are the excellent pointers for us to start. Now, allow me to go into the Q&A, and there are some very interesting questions. So may I ask, let me start off with the very first question here. What is the appropriate role of grandparents with regards to ongoing coaching of school-going grandchildren? It is a rather tough job for grandparents, given that their grandparents are equally busy, and they don't get to see their grandchildren very often. So I think that's a great question. Who would like to take that?
Can you do more elaboration about the question?
Yes. So, I mean, it is about, how grandparents, and I can share another question around it. No, how do grandparents then keep and maintain this strong family bond? So they're just talking about how grandparents can play a role, because what I think the takeaway from the session was about how important it is for grandparents, especially when Mr. Wan was sharing, right? As grandparents, you can also bring this back. So
Yeah.
it's really around that.
Yeah.
What are your views on that? No, how can
I see.
grandparents actually be able to, apply this and
Okay.
the knowledge from this intergen program, given that, so what is the role of the grandparents?
Okay. Let me try to answer this question, but I'm not sure whether I can answer it very convincingly. But first of all, nowadays the cultural gaps between generations is serious. Younger people, old people, they cannot have a very stringent role. What will be a good grandparent? They need to be open, try to learn the young culture, so they can get better understanding how to communicate with younger generation. So first of all, they need to have open-minded and keep lifelong learning. And first, try to engage with those IT knowledge, because this is a very good approach to communicate with younger generation. Now, now we are using AI and a lot of IT for communications.
That's true. In fact, I think the speaker was saying, it's a fight for spending time with grandparents or having their computer games, right?
Yes.
So
yes.
I think I liked what Dr. Florence you're suggesting, is that grandparents also have an interest in the needs and what is the interest of their grandchildren, so that you're able to have that communication with them. Janice, do you have a view to share on that? Adding on to this other question is, how do you then maintain strong family bonds, especially if grandparents don't see them often, you see?
I haven't grandchildren, but when I observe from my senior volunteers, I think the bonding, is accumulated because they take time to join the program. At the beginning, maybe they want to join the program because of themselves, because they want to learn the knowledge to take care of their grandchildren. But day by day, after they become the volunteer, they go to many schools and contact with many kids, and then they have some observation. And then after this observation, and then they accumulate some experience and skill to communicate with different style of their kids. For example, some are the SEN student, and I think maybe their grandchildren is not SEN, but they have the opportunity to communicate, to get along with the SEN student in the volunteer services in the school. So and day by day, maybe they have more understanding of the kids, and then they will have, how to say, maybe they have the experience after that, and they have another communication pattern or some reflection, and then communicate with their grandchildren, and then I think the bonding will be better. It's not suddenly have the better bonding, but day by day, time by time, accumulated.
That's right. Sorry, you mentioned the word SEN. What is that SEN stands for? Sorry.
Sorry, in Hong Kong, the SEN is the how to say?
Special education.
Special education needs.
Special education needs. And these are special education needs of the children, those with special needs?
Yeah, I mean, because for example, just like Mr. Wan, he is lucky because he has 3 grandchildren, but some of the elderly only have 1 grandchildren, right? For example, they only interact with 1 grandchildren. Their grandchildren may not have some special education needs problems, but when they become the volunteer, go to the school to do some exercise with the student in the school, and many kind of the student they will encounter. some of the kids are very naughty, maybe they are is not attentive, maybe they have some special education needs. And then they have some such kind of the education, the observation, and then they will become better when they back to their home, back to their family, and then they will have maybe have more insight or patience to communicate with their kids, their grandchildren.
Because of this experience, right? Being in a program, being in an intergenerational program, right? It opens up their mind to possibilities. And even from what Dr. Florence says, even the children also benefit from it. They are also able to go back and interact with their grandparents better. So, riding on that, I can see that the grandparents are struggling a lot with this. So how do I, when children are very distracted, nowadays is what do you call a swipe culture, right? TikTok, YouTube, and they're very distracted with the computer. How can grandparents play a role in this?
Maybe I can answer first. In our intergeneration program, we try to teach them some new method to communicate with the kids. They learn many methods, not only concentrate on the tablet, but they will have some insight to develop some activities, some games. And then, for example, one of my volunteer, she will create some, the games to attract their grandchildren. The little kids only just want to have some playmate to play with them. No matter it's the mobile, the tablet, but if you design some interesting games and to interact with them, I think the kids is very willing to play with the older adults. So our focus is teaching the elderly to learn some new method, and then they create some games and draw the attention of their grandchildren. I think it's effective because my senior always share with us and bring some toys that designed by them, and then share with other senior. This is very work. My granddaughter like this toys, these games.
Right. So it's really about taking interest and trying to come out of, because because of our generational background, we might have certain preferences, but trying to really connect with our grandchildren to understand their interests. And because they are children, they love to have a play date, as you say, design something to at least pull their attention away from their gadgets, right? Their iPads and phones, and then, play some game, which is actually very healthy for them too. Thank you for that. Now, this question is very interesting. They're saying the seniors are heterogeneous, meaning the seniors are all very different, right? In Singapore, we have different ethnicity, they have different capabilities. Some seniors are maybe frail, as Dr. Florence was saying. Some seniors are, healthier. And so is there would you have to qualify what is the fitness level or the mental capacity, the cognition of the elders, the seniors to be in this program? Like, are you going to say that those with mild dementia, can they be part of this program? Those on wheelchair, can they be part of this program, this intergen program? Dr. Florence, to start, you've evaluated the program. What is your view on this? And then Janice can add on.
Sorry. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah,
Well.
because the battery is running low. Actually, I think a matching system is important, but it doesn't necessarily need two very able body can work together. I mean, should be if young people is physically strong, they may help other people who are really physical weak. So, but what we need to match is their interest. What will be their common interest?
That makes sense. I think I might need the help of Pearlie or Carol to bring back Florence, Dr. Florence, into the call. But meanwhile, let me continue on with Janice, right? Janice, so adding on to what Dr. Florence mentioned about matching the need and how the senior who's frail could be matched with children who are stronger. Is there an age limit for the children to be in this intergen? Because I think strength means they need to be at least in primary school, not so much nursery. They're older kids, maybe 6 to 10 years. Janice, is there an age for intergen?
Our intergeneration program is mainly focused to provide services in the kindergarten and the primary school, but doesn't mean that our elderly cannot communicate with those adolescents. But as you mentioned, you say some of the dementia elders can involve.
Can they be part of it? That's the question. So they asked two things, right? And actually, there's 3 parts to it. I'm coming to first and second, which is the fitness level and mental cognition. Is there a level that you need to certify that they have certain level of capability before that they are able to be part of the program? That's for the seniors. I'm adding on to understand the age range of the children, the youth that you have on this program. Is it just nursery, or you mentioned up to primary school? So in Singapore, primary school is up to 12 years.
I try to answer the first question first. You mean the ability and the criteria of the elderly to participate?
To be on the program, yes.
Yeah, hard to say. Just depends on your project objective. For me, because I'm the social worker working with the elderly people, for me, I really trust the talent, the ability of all age, all style of the elderly. Even they are stroke, we can treasure the remaining ability of the elders. But if the program's objective is one to empower the elders to design some tools and some activity to get along with the kids. Maybe how to say the standard or the ability of the elder should be how to say okay, because you know that you cannot catch up the training course knowledge. So I think but the age is no limits. Even they are 100 years old, but they are capable, and it's okay. We welcome them to join it. But if we just want the frail elders, for example, the dementia elders, to get along with the children, you see the purpose. If the purpose is one, the elderly, the dementia elderly have some stimulation and have some enjoyable moment with the kids, I think the requirement is different. You just put them together and facilitate some meaningful activities to do together with the kids like that. So just depending on the program design, the objective. This is my opinion.
That's the point, Janice, because it is the objective of the program will then drive the criteria. So the program objective, what is it that you want to do? So that will determine, right? If it's stimulation, then yes, frail seniors or early dementia or mild dementia could be part of the program. But if you want to empower them to do certain, create certain learning activities, then they need to have certain cognition level and certain strength. And Dr. Florence's point that you can match them if they are frail, right? So it's back to the needs. May I ask, in your centers or in the centers that Dr. Florence you have observed, what is the age range of these youth, the children? Is it just kindergarten and nursery, or all the way to primary school in Singapore up to 12 years, or even to teenagers? How do you define the range of the young people in the program, the young children?
Yeah, this is a very good question, actually. But if my program, a classroom without age, we restrict it to preschool age children, so should be age 3 to 6. But in Hong Kong, there are a range of intergenerational programs. For some reason, actually, from my observation and from my research findings, we found that actually they don't have a very rigid age as a limit. We use a comparative concept. If those who are younger than me, they are younger generation. For those who are older than me, they are older people. That kind of things. But of course, older people, we will have a much more clear definition for those who are age 65 or over. But for the younger generation, we use the loose definition. And most likely, actually, the program is largely depend on the funding body. What kind of age group they would like to entitle for the program? So they use that age limit as a definition.
Understand. So again, going back to the program needs and how the program is designed, it need not just be preschool or nursery. It could even be older, right? Depending on what you want to achieve and what's the outcome. Wonderful. And someone asked, how do you convince parents to allow their children to be part of the intergenerational program with older adults, with the senior adults? Because some parents may have this idea that the older generation, maybe they don't use the right words or they don't use proper words. They may use bad language or so maybe I wouldn't worry so much about the bad language, but really it's about will they teach them things that is not suitable for children because they're from a different generation. Do you have that? Do you encounter that problem in Hong Kong? Are there fears of parents, holding back children from intergen programs? This is again stereotype, it's about stereotype and ageism. Because if we portray, elderly as grumpy and negative and, not refined, then this add to that ageism. I think it's coming from that angle. So do you have that in Hong Kong?
As I mentioned before, it is the truth that still have many generation have some negative perception. This is the reason why we want to promote the intergenerational solidarity. So we are very keen, we are very interested to invite the school to welcome our elders to provide some activities in the school. After you enjoy our activities provided by our volunteer, they have the promotion, they help us to promote. Wow, very different. The outing is not the perception I have imagined, just so weak. And then this is the work we need to do, because we go to the school is a kind of the promotion to the principal, promote to the teacher, and then the little kids will share the experience with the parents. Maybe they have some changes, and some of the school even invite our elders to share some workshop with their parents, and then I think it's the change.
That's right. It's about changing that stereotype, and and the more people get to experience it, then it speaks for itself. That's why schools are coming back. And that's why the kids are going back and sharing. And so the parents' perception also changes. You're absolutely right. We just need to take the first bold step and start. And Dr. Florence, your research also showed, the evaluation study was very interesting. It showed changes in perception of the young and the old. And that this could be one way that we are able to shape perception of the public. So Singapore, we are doing a lot of that through SUSS and National Library Board having a month of celebrations like this is to really change this negative stereotypes that we have of aging and our older adults. Now, this is a real practical question. Sometimes the language is a barrier. Our seniors may speak dialects or vernacular languages, but then the grandchildren are speaking more English at school and home. So language becomes a problem, Is there such a problem in Hong Kong? And if so, what would your advice be? Dr. Florence, you can go first.
Actually, I don't think language is a problem or physical disability is a problem, but whether you can find the activities which is interesting to both parties. This is the key to make people retain in the program. So
Right.
we need to find the common interest, and the activities should be in a variety approach, not just single approach. So for example, we can have some individual games, we can have some mass activities, or even some agency visit, some tour as well, make the program become much more diverse so as to attract people to join and to interact with between generations. I think this is the key.
That's true. In fact, I have actually seen one session where someone actually did a translation also. So little
Yes.
children listening to stories of the seniors, and someone was actually translating to the little children, you know, and I could see the body language, they were very, very interested. But of course, language, because it's, you know, when you're communicating the animation, and I mean, they had certain slides prepared, so they were watching that and then somebody translating. So there, I think there are ways to overcome, but I love what Dr. Florence is saying, common
Yes.
activity, right? That can
Yes, and also we can leverage on the technology advancement. For example, use AI or VR. I found that quite a number of VR programs can engage both the young and the old, in particular
That's
those
right.
people who are in a mild MCI, I mean mild cognitive function impairment. With the
That's right.
VR, that really helpful.
That's right. The use of technology, right? Bringing them
Yes.
together, putting them in an immersive experience together. You're absolutely right. I've seen some really good games where, you know,
Yes.
they can really have fun and be immersed in that space. I have this really interesting question from Florence. Thank you, Florence. And I hope, Lynn, we answered your question as well. Don't just worry about the language being a barrier. Going on to Florence, I'm interested to attend similar courses in Singapore. If Singapore is going to introduce similar course here, and is there any way to organize a learning trip for us to attend in Hong Kong? Now, I want to sign up for that. But, you know, certainly, I think, I mean, this is why we have these sort of sessions. We want to understand, we want to learn from each other. I know at SUSS, we are very big on how we can advocate for the elderly and for the senior adults and have these sort of programs to build the solidarity. So why don't we also take this and see how we can organize something in future? And even if we can't go there, this is the best we are doing as well, bringing the experts virtually as well to share with us and share the experiences in the studies. But thank you for that. And riding onto that, was like, how can I find partners for this program? I can already put up my hand and say, because I used to be the former president of Sri Narayana Mission, and I still sit on the board of Sri Narayana Mission. We do have nursing home and active aging centers and senior care centers. We are very happy to actually have programs like that. We have already started. We want to strengthen it. So yes, I'll be in touch with Dr. Florence and Janice, and you know, you have my contact. You can catch me on, you know, who's put this comment on. I don't have your name, but feel free to come on the LinkedIn. We can always experiment together and do this together. And of course, I can also, you know, work with SUSS with the resources we have to see how we can fulfill this need. So thank you for that. Excellent questions. Let me move on. There are many single elderly who are volunteers and actively contributing to this program. Is that so? Is a question asked. Are there many single elderly for both your programs? Is a question actually. Do you have who are elderly, senior adults who are singles? That means they are not, you know, they don't have, so they're not married, they don't have their own children and grandchildren who are actively contributing to this program. I remember Mr. Wan mentioned that. He said those, you know, who don't have an opportunity. So in his, you know, senior volunteers, there are people who don't have an opportunity to interact with their own grandchildren, but they also benefited from this.
Yeah. A singleton elderly, I maybe it's limited, but as Mr. Webb said, only they don't have any grandchildren. They have get married, but they don't have any grandchildren because they have no kids.
Yeah.
But they enjoy the program to get along with the young generation.
Right. And I'm assuming that they derive a lot of joy from this, isn't it? They must derive a lot of joy and happiness.
Yes.
from
Yeah.
being in this program. Dr. Florence, I mean, in your study, in your evaluation study, were you able to pick up on the emotional well-being of these seniors? I mean, did you come
Yeah.
across any profile who are single seniors and the impact that it has on their mental
I
health?
see. Yeah, but actually, in our programs, we do not have a lot of people who are single elderly, but elderly couples without, I mean, double-term elderly without any children or grandchildren. We have this kind of elderly quite a lot, and we can find that this kind of double-term elderly do improve their emotional well-being through this study, because they found that all the younger kids are very cute, adoptable, that kind of ideas. So they also through interacting with them, they feel they are youngful. They can look back a lot of young days when they were a kid. I mean, the audience really raised an important question. We need to encourage more single elderly to join the intergenerational program because of the significant benefit to them, in particular the emotional well-being. Just you know, even in Hong Kong, we have about 40% of people who are single elderly. I mean the single living elderly, but actually not many of them actively participate in the community, and a lot of them are hidden elderly actually.
That's true, isolated,
Yeah.
right? And that's a big worry for us.
So we need to identify them and invite them to join this kind of intergenerational program actually. So we need some policy. We need the government to support, and we need the financial. We need the sponsorship to hire us, identify this kind of elderly to we put them for our activities. So social enterprise, government, and the business sectors or charity foundation do need to play a role in order to support the intergenerational program and also help identify those who are most in need or vulnerable groups like the single elderly.
No, that's true. You're absolutely right, because you know one of the biggest issues we struggle with is loneliness and isolation, and you need to bring them out and forming and the amazing thing about us humans is that our ability to form new friendships, right? And friendship cuts across generation age groups. We are able to, and that you know it will make a big impact on the emotional well-being, which will translate to better physical health too. So yeah, so that is again, I'm also happy to hear that, you know, on your program, what you've observed is that it has been beneficial. So I hope that that also answers the question that we had from our Q&A. And Florence, yes, you would like to sign up for this course. Yes, I will take note of that. Thank you. So we already have people who are so, how would I say, really found what you said to be so insightful and impactful that we want to take this into Singapore and take what we're doing to a notch higher, learn from your experiences, and so that it brings benefit to our senior adults and to our young. And indeed, a hallmark of a caring, compassionate society is when there is intergenerational solidarity. And this also strengthens also the bonds among our different ethnic groups in Singapore as well. So there will be a better awareness and appreciation of the practices and the cultures of our different ethnic groups in Singapore. I see we've answered all questions actually. Amazing. And then thank you, audience. I think you've been very, very engaged and the questions came fast and furious. I want to wrap up now by asking, actually asking both our speakers if you have one key takeaway for our audience, our amazing audience, one key takeaway. Dr. Florence, would you like to start?
Okay. Thank you. Through evaluating the intergenerational program, what makes me a deep reflection is we should not use age to constrain our activities. And I mean, whether you are, regardless of your age, you have to keep learning. This is very important in order to keep yourself current, and also you can live well in the society. So I think everyone have to keep learning regardless of age. This is important. And I'm going to add on second takeaway message because I think really important. I found that there are lots of very innovative intergenerational programs. In particular, Janice one, I feel it is very impressed to me. I found, excellent. I really want to join your activities as well, the intergenerational activity as well. But I think we can do more. One step more is to build in evaluation system. Then we can find out what make the program effective, what are not, so as to improve the program. And why we need to have this evidence is to inform policy making and practice. If we have significant evidence, we can really help mobilize the financial resources from the government or from the charity organization. So we can have a lot of intergenerational program so as to gain much more benefit to the society, to really build a intergenerational inclusive society.
No, very true.
Thank you.
Once we can show proof of concept and that the
Yes.
impact we make, we are able to put this up and advocate for programs and support and funding.
Yes.
Janice, your key takeaway. Thank you, Dr. Florence. Janice?
As the slide you capture, silver treasure, silver strength. We need to believe the strength of all ages. They have the potential. If we're talking about intergenerational solidarity, it doesn't mean someone is better or someone is not better. All age are equal. So you trust the elder have the strength. And we also trust the strength of the other generation. I think it's the key points for me. All the ages are equal.
Absolutely, absolutely. You know, when I was, thank you so much, Janice and Dr. Florence. I want to share with you my experience. When I started on my doctorate journey, I remember my supervisor, she's remarkable, our former head of program, Dr. Professor Kalyani Mehta. She used to say this. She says, there's no such thing as a grumpy old man or a grumpy old woman. You have been grumpy all your life. That's why you're grumpy when you're an older person, meaning that you don't change, you see, as a person. We just see the physical, maybe decline and deterioration, but the person's inner qualities and strength and gifts and treasures are still there. And programs like this actually helps to bring out the talent in them, make it, gifting it to the younger generation. And we as volunteers don't have to struggle and organizers to go and find people to do this because the talent is already with our silver treasures. And so you're empowering them because then they feel the sense of purpose and value that they can create for the society. Yeah. And that has been my key takeaway. And I'm so encouraged and so excited about the possibilities that from your sharing that we can apply in some good work we are doing in Singapore in different quarters, in different, in various forms, different sectors, be it early childhood sector or the elder care sector. We are trying to bring in the intergenerational bonding. Yeah. On that note, thank you very much for being on the panel. I'm going to thank you. Can I just put a round of applause for both our lovely panelists and Mr. Wan, and to this awesome audience. I'm going to hand the time over to our NLB friends. Pearlie, over to you. Thank you.
Hey, thank you so much, Dr. Swapna and speakers. I will just bring up a slide now so that Dr. Swapna can share about this event that's coming up.
Yeah. Yes, I am very being a gerontologist, there are many pet areas of that I'm really passionate about, and one of it is how can we as Singaporeans come in to support caregivers and people on their end of life journey. I've always used this example, we always have water cooler conversation. What if you bump into a colleague looking like this person has not slept well, and you'll definitely ask, hey, how are you? And the person may share with you, oh, I've been caring for my mom, very advanced dementia, and she's not looking good, it's downhill. What do you say? So sometimes we want to be helpful, but we don't know what to say. And by being there and saying and being a supportive presence as a friend, a neighbor, a colleague, people that you go to places of worship with, can mean a lot for this caregiver and this family. So we're very happy to have an event at SUSS. The QR code is there. We'll make this available. Please join us, and you will get to be immersed in what we call a legacy cafe conversations, having conversations about, connecting with people and having living purposeful lives. And so please join us. I will be there as a program facilitator. Looking forward to your support.
Thank you.
Okay. Thanks, Dr. Swapna. I'll still need you to stay on to.
I know, yes, I am. I'm excited. And because this is my alma mater, I'm an associate faculty. I'm an associate faculty with the Singapore University of Social Sciences. We have the most amazing gerontology program. You might think I'm biased, but hand to heart, I think it's just amazing. And it's always practitioner based with a theory and how can we apply and make an impact. So we have PhD in gerontology. I went through that program. I didn't come out with a permanent head damage. I came out as a better person and a great, I'm definitely looking good. So please go on that program if you're considering a PhD, but we've got masters, we have diploma, we have certificate. And if this is an area you have a passion and you want to equip yourself with skills, maybe just skills so that you can do voluntary work or be, support your family members or think about a career switch. I think this is great programs to it. And I'm always happy you can reach out to me and I can share more about my experience. Thank you, Pearlie, for the opportunity for both.
Okay, thanks.
Thank you.
Okay, so now I will move on to some NLB announcements. As Dr. Swapna had shared earlier, this is actually part of a month-long festival for seniors, and we're kind of near the tail end of it. Actually, I think today might be one of the last few programs that we have, so it's excellent to even end off on a note like this. We still have a few more programs, so if you're interested, you can scan the QR code to find out what else we have left.